What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. We're currently at PAX East right now, but I have to deliver on the raid guide content for all the awesome people out there. And yes, we do have a way to defeat the 7-star Metagross raid solo, but it is not an easy one, and I would definitely recommend playing online. But this build does work, as proven in the footage later in this video. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And of course, support the channel, join the Pan fam, hit that join channel member button below, and let's dive right in. So we got ourselves the Metagross raid, and Metagross has his ability Clear Body. We cannot drop its stats. He has Adamant Nature, so he's going to be hitting very hard. He has Terra Steel. He does have Meteor Mash and Headbutt, Earthquake, Thunder Punch, and he has Hone Claws, Iron Defense, and Light Screen. Pretty much, I was nearly 100% correct on this prediction. This is why you guys got to watch the prediction videos and get prepared. Now, it starts with shields, which is something I was not ready for, and pretty much no one was. Starting with shields is very brutal and mean, which means we cannot remove Clear Body in the beginning because shields prevent any sort of non-damaging moves. Very problematic. He will set up a Hone Claws on turn 0, increasing his attack by 1 and his accuracy by 1. And he'll set up 2 Iron Defenses at 89 and 79% time remaining. He will also set up a Light Screen at 40%. It will reset player stats at 70% HP and its own stats at 60% HP. Now, the way to defeat this Metagross is a couple of ways. Burn. You can burn through Clear Body and cut that attack stat in half, which is what we're going to be using. There's a couple other ways if you are doing this solo. Having a Pokemon like the Olive Tree to put a Grassy Terrain is massive, reducing the damage of Earthquake by 50% on top of the additional 50% that Burn does, making it so you can absolutely take those hits really great. And honestly, just having other sort of burn support from either solo allies or online allies, whether doing Lava Plume, Scorching Sands, Will-O-Wisp, things like that, is all very helpful. And I'll say the Gardevoir is really helpful. That can heal you with Life Dew. If you don't have those guys, this build will still work. However, it is not the easiest. It can definitely be very rough due to RNG, high rolls, critical hits, and things like that. It's definitely going to take a very skilled raider to get through this solo offline, but I think four of these Skeledirges can do it. And as I mentioned, Skeledirge is our Pokemon of choice, and this was the Pokemon I said in my build guide video before the raid came out that would have the best chance of being the best Pokemon, and I was right. So Terrifier, Skeledirge with the Shell Bell, max special attack, max defense with a modest nature, and make sure your IVs are going to be perfect, especially on defense and HP and special attack. Now, your ability is Unaware. Unaware makes it so you ignore the target's stat changes, which is very important. Now, this makes it so that you do not recognize that the Hone Claws went up, so he doesn't have +1 attack. Now, there are a couple very important moves here. Torch Song is your main killing move. This move will increase your special attack, do stab, super effective, Terra boosted fire damage to the Metagross. We need this move to defeat the Pokemon. Now, the most important move in the beginning you're going to do in the first 2 turns of the raid is going to be Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands has a 30% chance of burning the target. Also builds up your Terra Charge Orb. So, turn 1, you're going to try to burn them. You don't burn them, turn 2, you're going to try to burn them. If you don't burn them on turn 2, and you don't have Grassy Terrain support on the ground from a solo ally, or you're doing this and you're doing it solo, I would actually recommend probably restarting the raid and just running away. You can run away from raids if you are offline and doing solo, so don't waste your time. Scorching Sands is very vital for this strategy to work because you need them to be burned on turn 1 or turn 2. On turn 3, you will die if you don't burn them, which is fine. You will die once with this build. Now, the other 2 moves are very important. Will-O-Wisp. So when he removes his stats on himself, his debuffs, he will also remove the burn you initially put on him at that 60% HP mark. You're gonna go for a burn. Will-O-Wisp is 85% accurate. So if you've made it through the first burn, you're most likely getting this Will-O-Wisp, which is like more than twice as likely to get. So you're gonna hit that Will-O-Wisp, burn him, and you should be good to go. And you have Protect. The only time you're gonna use Protect is on the turn that he is going to attack you after he removes your stat buffs and your ability. Because you don't have Unaware for that turn, which means you're going to hit by a +1 Earthquake, and that is going to destroy you. And you do not want that because it will ruin the raid. So this is a very precise raid. You need to make sure you have all the testing done, which luckily I spent 2 hours in a hotel room doing this testing. So hey, You can thank me for that by leaving a like and commenting. But we got a video of me going through it, and once again, I will recommend strongly to have certain allies to make your life a lot easier. Gardevoir, Driftbloom, even Arcanine could potentially burn with Flamethrower, and the Olive Tree or that Grassy Train. Those are your 4 best allies in this raid, so try to fish for them if you can. Alright, so Metagross solo time. We are into the pit of one of the most difficult solos out there, but not that bad of an online run, honestly, if you know what to do. And the idea to beat this Pokemon is to try to burn it, or try to reduce the damage of Earthquake with Grassy Train, or try to just heal stall through it as well with a support Pokemon. But in solo, we don't really have those options. We do have Gardevoir who can help us heal, but you know, it's not the best option. It's a good option. So we are going to go for Scorching Sands. He has a shield up, we can't use Will-O-Wisp, but we do need to burn him in the first 2 turns. That's a good amount of damage he did to us, but we got 2 shots of burning. And if you don't get the burn, I would actually just recommend resetting the raid, but we got the burn on turn 1, which is great. So if you don't get the burn on turn 1, burn on turn 2. If you don't get the burn on turn 2, you probably die, and I would recommend running away from the raid, or you can run away when you're in an offline solo raid. So definitely recommend doing that, because you may just not be able to come back. Now, he is burned, and we're just going to spam Torch Song against him. This is going to give us Terra Charge, and this is also going to give us +1 special attack. Now, because we do have the Gardevoir, we may actually not die. Usually you would be dying, which is fine. You're probably going to die once with Skeletor. Totally okay. You can still clear the raid. Probably clear the raid about 15 to 20% left of time, or even with dying one. So it's like not the worst case scenario. But in this case, we are just going to keep on going for the Torch Songs and just keep trying to go right through them. And we actually want to get the Terra off now, at this point. Now, if you do die, which is totally okay, you're going to want to Terra the moment you do come back and start hitting Torch Songs, and you'll start shredding right through him. Now, the most important part of this raid is, once you burn him the first time, he's eventually going to remove his burn at the 60% mark of his HP. You are then going to go for a Will-O-Wisp to burn him. 85% chance, he has no shields at that point, so you just really want to keep that burn up. If he's burned, you just sort of win the game. It's a little bit slow, but it's much safer than any other status effect you can implement on him, and we can't drop his stats because of his ability Clear Body. Of course, when the shields are gone, you could go for something like a skill swap and remove the ability and then start debuffing his attack, but this really depends on what you're working with. But in a solo build, we only have 4 attacks. So we're just going to keep on going with what we've got here with the Torch Song spam. And we have a pretty high special attack. We're getting really close to shredding right through. And one more Torch Song, we'll shred right through, getting some decent HP back. Keep on going with the Earthquake spam. And when he's burned with the shields up, it does about 80 damage to us. When the defense tier is gone and he is burned, it does about 150 to us. So just keep in mind that you always want to keep your HP above 150 so you can take the Earthquake without a defense tier. And of course, he does outspeed us. Alright, so you notify his stat changes abilities on our side of the field, which is not fun. We do get a free attack here. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a defense tier on this time. Because he removed our defense tier. So this is pretty vital for just surviving in the raid. Now, you obviously could have gone for Torch Song, but I don't think it's necessary. And I'm going to go for a Protect here. Because we are unaware on this turn. Or not unaware because he removed our ability. So he is going to go for an Earthquake. That would be a +1 Earthquake. And I just don't want to make that happen. Just want to take the hit. That's why we have Protect. So now we're going to go back to Torch Song spam. And this should do about like 150 to us. Oh, actually it's not. Okay, I guess that's actually pretty good. I thought it would do a lot more. I wonder if someone dropped his attack. Look, at this point, we're just going to keep on going for it. Well, I guess he is still burned, obviously. So he's not. He hasn't cured his burn yet. Now he's cured his burn. And that's fine. So what we're going to do is Will-O-Wisp. very important to hit the Willow. 85% chance this hits. Yeah, that did a lot. That was about the 150 damage. So we hit the Willow. Very important we get that. Now, he's pretty much reducing that back down to that 80 damage threshold. And we're going to go for more Torch Song at this point. Earthquake Spam is going to hurt. But it's still in that, about that 80 damage threshold, which is pretty decent. Now the scary part of this array is going to come up soon when he goes for a light screen, which just gives him +2 special attack. And that's going to make it so we recover a little bit less HP, which can definitely put us in a range where he can potentially kill us. But like I said, there are good allies, and Gardevoir is a really good ally. Giving that the 25% HP back is actually massive in a situation like this. So I do really recommend farming, or not farming, but like, fishing for allies who can either heal you, put a grassy terrain so you don't take as much earthquake damage, or someone who can help you burn. Or even better, if they can burn for you, and then you don't have to waste a turn on burning, you can just boost your special attack up. That would be great. We're supposed to have the light screen here. Luckily, we are at full HP because of Gardevoir, and he has +2 special attack, but that's fine. As long as he's still burned, he's not going to do as much damage to us. And we just got to wait through the 5 turns at this point. Now, if you have a raid ally who has Brick Break or something like that, you can remove the screens. That does make it a lot easier. I believe like Heracross has that. Definitely makes your life a little bit easier. But at this point, we are just going to keep on hitting Torch Song. There is no reason not to keep hitting Torch Song. And probably the scariest thing that can happen to you is Metagross and you have a critical hit Earthquake. And at the lower life portion here, or lower timer portion, he will start getting 2 attacks a turn, which is very scary. But he is actually 1 Torch Song away from death, and we are keeping it up at this point. And we should be 100% okay. He goes for the EQ. Even if we somehow died here, we would be able to kill because he's just so low. And that might be the one that kills. And there we go. So there we go. Metagross is down. This is a very hard raid to do with even solo. But if you're online, 4 of these Skeledirges, as long as you're focusing on getting these burns, and you get these burns, and then you have a 1 Dirge who is always on defense cheer support, then you should be actually okay. But we do get some Urban Mystica, so we can help us Shiny Hunt. But there you have it, guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Support the channel, support the dream, and become a channel member by hitting that join channel member button below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, and have a good one.